Hey Scorpios, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your first half of December general reading here. So in your meditation, very interesting. When is it not, right? So I saw an image of it's kind of like a chimera, which is like, two different species like mixed together. So it was half whale, like I saw the head of a whale, but then I saw that the tail and the dorsal fin was clearly that of a shark. So it was half whale, half shark. So whale energy equates to that of the Queen of Cups and the Tarot. Whale medicine is very much connected to the heart chakra. It's connecting to your intuition, trusting your feelings, the really coming from a place of I trust what I feel, I'm not over analyzing, and I'm really deeply steeped into my heart chakra, my connection to self, my connection to others. I receive easily, I give easily. All is zen and well. And then we have the shark energy, which equates to the devil and the tarot most closely, which is about restriction, fear, all matters of the 3D realm. So it's two distinctly different energies, very much a juxtaposition, right? With half whale, half shark, you've got half Queen of Cups and then half the devil. It's like, okay. And then I saw an image of the Scorpio collective coming and placing one foot, not in like a, harmful, like abusing animals kind of way, symbolically, placing one foot on the head of the whale and then another foot on the tail of the shark and straddling both. And then I heard the Scorpio collective say, this is a place where I can get comfortable. I can straddle these two worlds and feel pretty good. So it's interesting. What I want to say to you around this is a lot of the times, especially with water signs or those with prominent water placement, there can be a strong desire to feel a sense of equilibrium when it comes to your emotions and feel like, oh, I just want to feel good. I want to feel at peace. I want to feel ease. I want to feel flow. Any sort of emotional constriction or fear or loss or pain or a perspective that is a little bit on the glass is half full or half empty rather than half full, it can really affect water signs, Scorpios, quite deeply, which is another way of saying that relationships are a core point of the Queen of Cups. She's all about the relationships. If you look at life in terms of like categories, you've got, your relationship realm, then you've got your work realm, then you've got your health and, all the other aspects of life. But for the Queen of Cups, if her relationships aren't functioning well, if there's a discord in her relationships with those who she really loves and that love her, everything is going to be affected. She is not able to, compartmentalize, really. So within that, the devil is all about that. Devil is all about separation from those feelings and that, aspect of feeling restricted and in that fear-based sense where we are not connected to our intuition. So again, juxtaposition happening there. But I'm getting for you guys that there's a sort of a comfort for the first half of December around straddling these two energies. So I'm really interested to see what the cards say, but I have a suspicion because the devil is Capricorn energy, it's earth energy, that there's a certain focus on the material realm or focusing on things that you can control that is going to serve as a grounding point for you and is going to give you a sense of like, satisfaction and not just resilience, but like, okay, I can just breathe and be where I am and feel calm and feel like, everything has a certain sense of security with it, in a really good, healthy way. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what your cards say about this half whale, half shark creature that we're dealing with here. Let's take a look. Hey Scorpios, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the first half of December. Animal energy for first half of December. Ooh, Ooh, really nice. Okay, this makes really, really beautiful sense. So, so we have the tarantula here. So here's what. The tarantula equates to the Two of Swords in the tarot, which is brilliant because the Two of Swords is bringing together the heart and the head for equal conference, to take a time out and really sit and really go, okay, heart, what's going on? Let me connect with what you're trying to tell me. And okay, head, you're gonna have your turn to speak as well, but we will take turns and let me hear both sides of the story, right? Because they each hold different information, right? So fascinating that we were talking about the Queen of Cups energy, which is the heart energy, and then the Devil energy, right? So it's interesting how that's coming up here with the Two of Swords and the duality and the number 2. So tarantula medicine, it is fire energy, which is about transformation, but tarantula medicine is very much about getting to where you're going in a mindful step-by-step way. So there's a distinct focus on the present with the tarantula because it really cannot account for what's down the road in any kind of way. It kind of bumbles along, it kind of goes at the speed that it does. And there's this certain, aspect with this medicine as well that, when this comes up, we want to question like, where are we going and how are we getting there and how is our relationship to patience? Right? Whenever tarantula comes up, it's kind of like, okay, it's time to assume the Two of Swords position, because in order to move forward in an unencumbered and clear way, there's information that you need. And the only way to access it is through taking time out, going within, and really having a think and a feel about it, right? A think and a feel. It's the new wink and a smile, a think and a feel about it. That's what this is. It's really nice. Also, spider medicine represents writers and stories and ancestry as well. Okay, let's see what's going on. First half of... Ooh, interesting. More fire energy. So we have the Knight of Wands here. This is the Edgar Allan Poe deck. Are you just like obsessed with this? So Knight of Wands. So this is passionate forward movement. It's feeling like you have a clear sense of direction and purpose, but you're moving ahead in a way where you might be skipping a step or two, or you might, the kind of move before you think sort of energy, right? The Knight of Wands has a great energy. It's very driven, very passionate, but the Knight of Wands often forgets things that they're going to need down the road, right? That's where the Knight of Pentacles comes in and goes, okay, well, you might have, gotten a big head start on me, but I also packed all the snacks. I have, backup maps. I have chargers, all of that, right? So it's like, oh, maybe Knight of Pentacles is a bit more like reliable, right? And it's interesting with that too, with the tarantula energy coming up and going, okay, let's just like step back a minute. And it's interesting because in the meditation, I saw 1 foot on the whale and 1 foot on the shark. And it was like, I can be here, like really with a lot of comfort and a lot of peace. So it's interesting how this is coming through. Now, I'm really drawn to how this is depicted here with this Knight of Wands. So it's fascinating because there's this sense of destruction when we look at this, how it's depicted here, right? I do feel like there are things that are coming up for release because this is in the past position that it's not just that they're not serving you, they're causing you some sort of anguish whenever you think about them. And it could be regret about things from the past. It could be disappointment. It could be just like, analysis paralysis about what's to come. It could be having some difficult, things that need to be accepted or reconciled within and or around you. But this is really about a lot of energy that just feels like, it's unsettled. And there's just a lot going on in terms of desire meeting up with reality is what it feels like, right? This kind of feels like, maybe things haven't gone exactly the way that you imagine them to be. And it can be a harsh reality when we think or we picture things going one way in our heads and then it just goes so completely different. That can be very difficult indeed. Oh, wow. God, this is fascinating. Okay. So King of Swords here. First of all, I want to point out those 2 swords up above his head in that archway. Can you see that? Two Swords. Remember we were talking about the Two of Swords? The Two of Swords and the Tarantula. So this is a repeating theme for you. So, Rumorg, I love it. So King of Swords, this very much feels like a cool drink of water on a hot day for the energy here, you guys. King of Swords is my favorite. He is brilliant because he sees everything, he knows a lot, but he doesn't necessarily feel the need to mansplain or overshare or, you know, do too much in the way of, you know, being a know-it-all and, you know, giving too much away. He understands that what he knows to be true and his own knowledge and experience is one thing, but he's never going to try to get anyone else to see it his way or be able to understand his experience. And for that reason, he's incredibly wise. He's kind of like that wise Yoda teacher where it's like, you know, you can ask me anything you want, but if you're not asking the right questions, then I'm not going to have any answers for you. And I can't tell you what the right questions are. That's got to come from you. So it's really interesting that it's coming up in this way with the Two of Swords. I feel like you're going to have an opportunity during this time to really view your life and your own potential, but very importantly, how you feel about your life and potential during this time, and gain a sense of clarity and equilibrium around it that perhaps has been eluding you in some way, shape, or form. When you're coming through as the King of Swords, your discernment is just like at a 10, okay? So it's high discernment, it's high clarity, and also it's a sort of perspective that alleviates you from any kind of emotional turbulation with things not working out the way that you would have thought or in the timing that you would have thought. I can't tell you how comforting King of Swords can really be, not just to water signs, but especially to water signs and fire signs actually, right? You have, you know, deep feelings and high passions. It's like, ooh, it's like a cool drink of water. And I like that for you. I like that for you. Just a lot of fire. So here we have the Seven of Wands here. Now, this is really, really, really interesting. It's kind of hearkening to the Devil key a little bit with this, but Seven of Wands is brilliant because it denotes a certain level of persistent effort that will pay off, right? This says whatever challenges, whatever obstacles come to me, I'm going to have all the strength. I'm going to have all of the energy. I'm going to have all of the purpose and direction that I need to meet these challenges and obstacles and defeat them, overcome them, and have victory, right? So it's interesting. You know, I'm hearing to talk a little bit about what comes before this, which is the Six of Wands, right? It's all a progression, right? So Six of Wands is victory. It's public recognition. It's a job very well done. And that feeling of, whoo, I can take a deep breath now. I've done really, really well, right? I achieved my goal. Then you have Seven of Wands, which is, I always hear this for some reason. It's like more money, more problems. It's like once you get to that Six of Wands, where you're like, woo, I did it, right? Then you get to Seven of Wands. It's like, okay, but now you got to hang on to what you have, and you've got to deal with, you know, you're leveling up in the game because this is like the second half of the wand suit here, right? So it gets a little bit more intense. So I do feel like there's some things coming through for you, and it's interesting how you have the King of Swords right in the middle, just like observing all of it and saying very little, but he's there and available for you if you want to take the time out and assume the Two of Swords position, right? But I gotta say, what I'm feeling here in a big way is a surrender to timing. Really drawn to that clock, a surrender to timing. Again, I'm really, really feeling that there's an energy around, you know, you can think in your mind and you can want from, you know, your emotional core things to happen in a time and in a certain way. But then that's why we have divine timing and why that matters at all, because there's a bigger picture at play that we can't and really shouldn't be able to see, right? That's what keeps us in our free will. That's what keeps us in that sense of autonomy and that choice. So I feel like your choices are coming up to talk to you during this time. And you're being asked to really look at those aspects. I really feel like he's playing the role of the Devil with the Seven of Wands. I feel like your choices or this aspect of yourself that is fear, loss, anger, resentment, sorrow, whatever this disappointment, dissatisfaction, whatever that is for you, is kind of going, you need to look at this a little bit more closely, and only by looking at it straight in the face, like the devil energy, will it lose its control and influence over you. Face the demons. Face the demons and move forward, okay? You know, I say that and it's like, oh, it's as easy as that, the ABC and the 1, 2, 3. But that's the medicine here with the tarantula. It's really assuming the Two of Swords position. It's being willing to see, willing to look, willing to know, right? Let's get some advice, shall we? I know it's not always easy. Oh, I love it so much. Your advice is the King of Cups? Really? Are you sure? Oh, this is so perfect. So you are coming up as your water sign self here, which I'm very happy to see. So King of Cups, this makes a lot of sense. Remember how we saw the Queen of Cups, right? And the devil, you know, the Queen of Cups is brilliant, but, you know, kind of her, you know, weak, well, I don't know if it's weak, but a trait of hers that we have to be careful around is that she can get overwhelmed by her emotions to the point where she's of no use to anyone, and she's just a big, you know, ball of just feels, right? Without the mind of balance, there can be a lack of balance with the Queen of Cups energy. But the King of Cups is the master of balance, which is why he is the king. Right? So this speaks of emotional equilibrium, emotional intelligence, but also very similar to Two of Swords, taking that time out, right? And what I'm really drawn to as well is that beaver energy also equates to that of the Eight of Pentacles, which is hard work and skill or talent meeting up with divine timing. So it's that aspect of timing and surrendering to time as well. Two of Swords is surrendering to time. Right? Very interesting. Surrendering to time feels like it's very much the theme here. Now, King of Cups also, part of that Eight of Pentacles is about the actual work that you do, but it's also about the work, as in the personal inner work, right? So it's interesting how this is coming through in this way. I feel like you're being asked to do this work, to take some time out, to really look at these aspects of, you know, what has not gone the way that you wanted it to, and really look at that square in the face and all of the shadows and darkness that goes along with that. It is based in fear, whatever it is, because the devil is about entrapment, right? And there's something around this that is keeping you small or keeping you stuck or keeping you a smaller version of yourself, right? And it's just, there's a key right here to open it. It's really just about being willing to face it, because I feel like your emotions around whatever this is, it just feels like it's a big crashing wave. And you're being asked to just like, adopt some air energy and just really sit down with it. Because it just feels like on the other side of this, you're going to be in a position where you're unencumbered and invite more opportunities to you, because you don't have this shadow aspect or this fear source or this loss or pain holding you back and affecting you, right? Clear your thoughts, clear your mind, and in doing so, attract bigger, better, newer things, right? But surrender to time. There's something in that. I feel like you're holding a very closed fist around the time in which something happens. Or it could even be something like, you know, that time, I keep going back to that time in my head. I keep going back to that time in my head. There's something about that. Clear it, release it, equilibrium it. Let's get an oracle. I feel like getting a nice cozy chakra oracle for you. Let's see. Ooh, there it goes. Oh my. Perfect. I have all the resources I need. Self-sufficient, reliant, raccoon, and the solar plexus. Let's talk about the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the chakra through which we experience the world. So it governs our self-esteem. So when our solar plexus chakra is clogged or filthy or just not operating at maximum capacity, we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust other people. We don't believe in our own ability to succeed in a way that is effortless and divine, right? So interesting with this, right? It's also an aspect of when that is in alignment, suddenly we're okay with the natural timing of things as well, which is really interesting. But this is how we feel and receive the world. And then raccoon medicine, I have all the resources I need, but let me point this out. The raccoon is very active at night. That's their reputation, not just at night, but they're really, really active at night, right? So there's something about going into that shadow and then the mask there, being willing to look at what's underneath it and go, okay, you're not gonna have any power over me anymore, because I'm willing to look you in the face. That's the only way, right? It's really interesting here. Also, the raccoon is a really brilliant medicine around the cup is always half full, always. They always see an opportunity in any trash bucket that comes on the trash bucket. I don't know, like trash can, I guess. That they always see like one person's trash is the raccoon's treasure, truly. So I feel like this is a lovely gift for you as well, to just go, oh, okay, you know what? Like I can release this stuff that is not making me feel so great, whether in my mind or my heart, and see that like I really have so many opportunities around me right from where I am. Maybe I just need to take some time to take the blinders off and truly see that. Okay, it's really beautiful, Scorpio. You absolutely have this, a bit of a medicinal one here, but assume that King of Cups position, engage in some good self-care and some beautiful self-acceptance, and you'll be sitting really pretty, just like the King of Cups. And I love it for you. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. Quick announcement, I do have some slots left for my 2023 year ahead overview readings. I'm offering personal readings about the year ahead like I did last year. The link to get one of these slots is in the description box below. They're more than halfway gone, so if you're interested, I would book that in, because once you know they're sold out, they're sold out. I'm only one person. And with that being said, again, please like, share, comment. I would so appreciate it. It means so much to me. And just thank you, most of all, and as always, thank you for being you, Scorpios. And be well until next time.